today's episode of In Conversation with Tibettv, we have a special guest from the US, someone who has put on too many wonderful hats. She is an American documentary filmmaker, human rights activist, television reporter, director, and TV executive. She has spent more than 20 years fighting modern-day slavery and decades reporting and producing films on social justice issues. She is the co-director and producer of Mission Joy, Finding Happiness in Troubled Times, an exploration of the remarkable friendship between Archbishop Desmond Tutu and His Holiness the Dalai Lama. She is Peggy Callahan.
When you say you are pursuing happiness, you are not going to find it.
Happiness isn't just something that feels good. Happier people, they're physically healthier, they have stronger immune systems, they even live longer.
Ultimate source of happy life, inside, not outside. We really become something quite special.
Yes.
I think at the time of my death, I will remember you.
Thank you.
Tashidi Lake, and welcome to our program, Pegila.
Thank you. So lovely to be here.
I'd like to congratulate you on this amazing, heartwarming documentary, Mission Joy. And I'd like to start by asking you, how did the idea of making Mission Joy come to you? And also, what made you choose His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Archbishop Desmond Tutu out of from all the other leaders and personalities?
That's a great question. It happened in a very odd way for documentaries. You make documentaries, you know how they usually go. It didn't happen that way. What happened is my dear, dear friend, Doug Abrams, was going to write a book called The Book of Joy. And he had agreement between Archbishop Tutu and His Holiness to do this book. And so Doug called me one day. It was Thanksgiving, which is a big holiday in the United States. And he left me a message, call me now, Peggy. And I didn't. It was Thanksgiving. I was with my family. And I called him back the next day, and I said, he said, you're going to love me forever. Call me. So I called him the next day, and I go, I'm going to love you forever anyway. What? And he said, do you want to go to Dharamshala and shoot for a week with Archbishop, we call him Arch, and the Dalai Lama, and we're going to do the Book of Joy. I was like, are you kidding? Yeah, I want to go. And we came in to shoot those interviews so they could at least go to their archives. We did not have permission yet to do a documentary. There was a permission to do a book. And so after we got all the shooting done for all of those interviews, we shot 5 days. Actually, we shot 7, but then I got to go home and look at it and see if I thought it would make a good documentary. And then we had to go get permission to use it and make a documentary. And that took about 2 years.
Oh, okay. And also, like, you're here in Dharamshala after many years, and you have, on Thursday this week, you have screened the Mission Joy first time in Dharamshala to the Tibetan audience. So how did it go, and what was your reaction?
It was so deeply meaningful to be here. I have an idea of what the Dalai Lama means to people. And to be here where we shot it and to share it with people. I've wanted to do that for a very long time. And we have deals. The film is in 244 countries in the world. And the fact that it's not here makes me a little nuts. And so to watch it with a room full of Tibetans and people from here was the best ever.
Because I've seen people watching the documentary with full joy, and also I might have shed some few tears as well with the audience. But it does brings out with a lot of joy I felt like that. People seeing His Holiness and Desmond Tutu, their friendship on the screen, big screen, and talking frankly and being there, just being themselves. And I think it connects their joy with other as well, right?
And you know, one of the best things about it is that they have told us, science tells us, our personal experience tells us that when you'd like to have more joy, there are several ways you can get there. One of them is to help someone else. Like the first person you help when you help someone else is yourself. It makes you feel better. You have more joy, right? And they say that in the film. They may not use those exact words. And when you get to see them show you so much joy and experience so much joy with each other, because true joy comes from our interaction with other people, right? And when you also know, as the film outlines a lot, that these men went to hell and back many times, even though the Dalai Lama doesn't believe in hell. But, you know, they had really hard times in their life, and they still came back with joy. So it's really great for people who've had really hard times in their life to tell us what's possible, right? That I know it's difficult. I know you hurt, and I am telling you, you can feel better someday. And here are some ways you can do that. And that's what we spend an hour and a half talking about, right?
Yeah, wonderful. And also, you have told us the shooting, the filming of the documentary took 4 or 5 days here in Dharamshala 8 years ago, right? So can you share the experience of working on this documentary on His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Archbishop Desmond Tutu, capturing their moments of friendship, their laughter around His Holiness residence and in Dharamshala. So also being in the same room with the two iconic leaders, how was it like?
Well, you work in television, so you're going to understand this. It was pure magic just being there and hearing them laugh. But we were running 5 cameras. So we were also really working and making sure, how's the sound, how's the shot, how's that? And even when you're concentrating that much to make sure everything is working, it was pure joy being able to listen to them tease each other and start cracking up, and then to be nearly in tears and hold each other's hands when they were feeling upset. It was a beautiful thing.
Can you share a few moments of such incidents while making the film?
Things that you see on tape or things or on the film, or things that you don't see on the film?
Yeah.
In the film?
I think it's not in the film.
Not in the film, okay. Well, I've worked with Archbishop Tutu for a long time. He was on the board. My grown-up job when I'm not doing films, I fight modern-day slavery. And so Arch was on our board for like 20 years. So I have a long relationship with him. So when he's on the set and his head would get shiny or his jacket would ride up, I would go out and I would adjust his jacket and I would get the shine off his head. And we have a relationship, so that's okay, right? And I would stand back and say, "You're so handsome," right? And His Holiness always says he's just one of 7 billion people or 6 billion people, whatever, and he wants to be like everyone else. And I thought, well, I guess I'm not treating him like everyone else, like he says he wants. So after one time I said to Arch, "You look so handsome." You know, His Holiness was sitting right there waiting. And I looked at him and I said, "You look handsome too." And he calls me over and he goes, "Thank you for telling me I'm handsome." And we just had a few moments of real fun. And it was just those moments in life that you'll always remember.
Beautiful. So I like to quote you this simple yet beautiful line that I have heard many times. So you have said, joy is the clean energy that fuels everything that we do in our life. So, and also I think you have done it through bringing out, making this this documentary and bringing two beautiful souls together in this frame. So in Mission Joy. So I like to know what brings you joy and how do you define joy?
Ooh, great question. What brings me joy is moments of awe, like when you walk outside and it's beautiful and you hear a bird sing or the sun is coming. This morning, I did the choir twice, and it was really early, 7, and the light was coming through the prayer flags, the sun was coming through the prayer flags, it gives me immense joy. It's just so beautiful. And other things that always give me joy are walks in nature, just being outside. And the number one thing is my friendships and the love I have for people and the people that I'm lucky that they love me back.
Nice. And so before I sign off with this conversation, I like to ask Archbishop Desmond Tutu and His Holiness, both in their lives have seen horrendous circumstances in their countries, and yet they emerged on the other side, like Desmond Tutu have said in the documentary, and not broken, but more joyful. So how do you see it, and what kind of change or impact are you hoping the film would have on the audience or people at large?
What I think everyone involved with the film wants people to experience is what these dear mischievous brothers know and say, right? That we have agency over joy, that we're just not a victim of life. That doesn't mean to say there's not great pain, and that that joy and pain are inseparable. I mean, it doesn't mean that everything's hunky-dory all the time, but it does mean that when we can stop ourselves when we're feeling really bad and say, wait a minute, can I reframe this? Can I look at this and try to look at it a different way? Can I help someone else? And that helps me. Can I count what I'm grateful for? And all of those things that they were teaching us in the film, and that we hope people find what works for them. We also did this big science project, the largest study in the world on joy, with scientists from University of California at Berkeley and San Francisco and Harvard. And it was all about getting people 7 minutes a day for 7 days. Each day you practice one little act of joy, like what you're grateful for, like helping someone else. Small things, but they can have a big impact in your life if you choose to do them. And in this world that is hurting so much, I mean, we need to look for joy and help grow joy in ourselves whenever we can. So the people who have done that, on average, they've become 26% happier. Their sleep has improved 12%. Anytime you can sleep better, you're going to feel better, right? They have a 23% increase in positive emotions. Can you imagine 7 minutes a day for 7 days? Online, you're going to feel 23% more positive emotions. That's huge, right? Mm-hmm. And you have a 27% increase in agency over your life, so you feel like you can create joy in your life. And you have your 30% more content with your friendships and your relationships. And finally, we know that you feel as though you have 34% more ability to feel in control of your life and that you're coping well. That's 7 minutes a day for 7 days. You can get all of those benefits. And we actually designed this study around everything the holy men were saying. So we operationalized the film, and we invite everyone to come try this. It's at missionjoy.org/big joy. And feel better.
And this is, you have run the project, this experiment with in America so far, or
It's around the world.
Around the world.
We have, I think we have participants around 75,000. It goes up every day. Around 75,000 people from 204 countries. Isn't that great?
Yeah, wonderful.
We want it to be available to everyone, and it's free. You don't have to pay anything for it. If you say you want to live with more joy, here, try this. We already know it works.
Thank you so much, Peggy La. So these are my questions for interview, and thank you for taking out your time and talking to us on joy, a very beautiful topic that we can talk and cherish in our lives. And thank you so much. Lovely talking to you.
I so appreciate you. Thank you. And I love this.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you again. With this, we have come to the end of today's episode of In Conversation with Tibettv. Thank you all for watching and see you in the next episode.